Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today I'm going to be doing Big Mac mason jar salads. I am doing these up for a lunch prep. They're really easy, but they're very tasty. They're kind of like having a hamburger or cheeseburger in salad form. Just a whole lot healthier for you than a regular cheeseburger. But I thought I would show you guys how I make these because I love them. And like I said, they're very easy, but very tasty. So let me jump into ingredients real quick and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make these. First off, I've got a pound of lean ground beef. This is 93% lean. And then you're gonna need a reduced fat cheese. I'm just using this Lucerne sharp cheddar. You're gonna need a half cup of that. In here, I've got some diced up dill pickles or pickle chips. This is 4 ounces or roughly a half cup. Here I've got some tomatoes, and I realize that tomatoes are not on Big Macs, but I love my tomatoes. And I just think they pair really well in this salad, or they go really well in this salad. So I am adding in tomato, or I usually do to mine. That's totally optional, but what I've got here is 2 Roma tomatoes that I've just diced up. Next up here is a small yellow onion that I've diced up. And then back here, I've got some leafy green romaine. I took the lazy route and just bought the pre-cut up and washed salad. You could definitely just get a heart of romaine or a head of romaine and chop your own up, but what you're looking for is 2 cups, and that's what this is. This 9-ounce package is roughly 2 cups. Next up, for the sauce that I'm doing, the Big Mac sauce for this, you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of a light mayo. I'm just using this Best Foods. And then you're gonna need 3/4 cup of a fat-free Greek yogurt. I'm using this Fage. That is my favorite Greek yogurt. It just works really well for all kinds of things, and it works really great in this dressing too. Next up, you're gonna need some sweet relish, a tablespoon of that. In here, I've got a couple teaspoons white vinegar. And then you're gonna need onion powder for the Big Mac sauce, as well as the meat when you're browning it. So you're gonna need a teaspoon total, a half for the meat, and then a half for the sauce. You're also gonna need a half teaspoon chili powder for the sauce, and 3 tablespoons of sugar-free ketchup for the sauce. And then lastly, back here, I've got some granulated garlic. You're gonna need 1.5 teaspoons of this total, a teaspoon for the meat, and then a half teaspoon for the sauce. And that is everything that is in this, so let me get it started. The first thing I'm gonna do in a frying pan here on medium-high heat, I'm gonna add in my ground beef. I'm gonna break that up. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of that granulated garlic and a half teaspoon onion powder. And I'm gonna just cook this until that beef is nice and browned. And while this is browning in here, I'm gonna go ahead and get my sauce made. For the Big Mac sauce, in a small bowl, I'm gonna add in my 3/4 cup Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup light mayo, 3 tablespoons sugar-free ketchup, 1 tablespoon sweet relish, half teaspoon chili powder, half teaspoon granulated garlic. You could also use garlic powder, and half teaspoon onion powder. And now I'm gonna just whisk all of that together. I was whisking this, realized it looked not right, and realized I forgot my white vinegar. So I'm gonna add that in and then whisk this all together. Okay, here's how that's looking. That's done, so I'm gonna set that aside. My ground beef is cooked, so now I'm gonna take this off the heat and I'm gonna let it cool. And then once it cools down a little bit, we will assemble the jars. My ground beef is cooled, so now what I'm gonna do is I've got 4 mason jars here, and I'm gonna start off by putting my sauce in, and that's gonna be about a 1/4 cup per jar, a rounded 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna add that in to the bottom of all my jars. Next up, I'm going to take my cooled ground beef here, and I'm going to just divide that between the 4 jars. Next up, I'm going to add some onion in there. And I like a lot of onion, so if you don't, you probably don't want to put as much as I'm putting in mine. And now I'm going to add my diced up dill pickle. And same with this, and pretty much all of the toppings I'm putting in here. Whatever you want to put on amount, it's entirely up to you. This is just how I like them. Next up, my tomato. I'm gonna add my cheese in, and that's gonna be about 2 tablespoons per cup or per jar. Okay, now finally, I'm gonna add in my lettuce. Okay, and here they are done. So now what I do with these is I just stick lids on them, and these will store in your fridge for about 4 or 5 days. And then when you go to eat them, you can either try to just mix them up in here. It is a little bit tight with the ingredients. The easier way is to just, and what I do is to just dump it into another bowl and kind of stir it all together. But however you want to eat it, these make great kind of take and go lunches too, or dinners or whatever. Again, I'm doing these for lunch this week, and I just love them. Now the points on them are going to be 8 a piece, which I don't think is too bad because they're actually pretty filling. There's a decent amount of protein in there with that burger. So yeah, that was my version of Big Mac mason jar salads. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, be sure to check down in the description box below where you'll find the full list of instructions, ingredients, the WW points, calories, macros, additional nutritional info, as well as the WW recipe builder link will be down below in the description box. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.